What's up, everyone? It's Your Name here, back with a massive breaking story that is absolutely shaking the NFL world and Cowboys Nation to its core. If you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys or just love NFL drama, this one is going to blow your mind. The latest buzz hitting the airwaves, and I want you to hear it from me first. The Dallas Cowboys have reportedly signed Shilo Sanders. Yes, that Shiloh Sanders to a jaw-dropping, record-shattering contract worth $300 million. Now, before you think you misheard, let me repeat that. $300 million. This is the kind of contract that usually only belongs to the biggest names in the sport, the established superstars, and frankly, it's almost unheard of for a young player like Shiloh, who just barely started his NFL journey, to land a deal of this magnitude. For those of you who might not be fully familiar with Shiloh Sanders' story, let me give you the full picture. Shiloh is the son of Deion Sanders, the legendary Hall of Famer and charismatic figure in the football world, also known as Coach Prime. His older brother, Shilo Sanders, is also making waves as a promising NFL quarterback. Shiloh's path has been anything but typical. He started his college career at South Carolina before transferring to Jackson State, following in his father's footsteps as Deion took the head coaching job there. He later moved to Colorado, looking to maximize his exposure and playing opportunities. Despite his talent and football pedigree, Shiloh went undrafted in the 2025 NFL Draft. That's right. He wasn't picked by any team during the draft itself, which is often a tough spot for any player hoping to make a name in the league. After the draft, Shiloh was quickly picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It seemed like a good opportunity, a chance to prove himself in the pros, but things didn't go exactly as planned. During the preseason, he was waived after an incident on the field where he was ejected for throwing a punch. That moment was tough for him, and it put his future in the NFL in question. Being cut before the season even starts is a major setback for any player, especially one trying to climb the ranks as a young safety. So fast forward to now, and Shiloh was technically a free agent with no team and uncertain prospects. Enter the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the news breaking today claims that the Cowboys have stepped in and made a massive commitment to Shiloh Sanders, offering him a contract valued at $300 million. If that's true, this is the largest contract ever signed by the Cowboys by a huge margin. It's hard to overstate just how significant this would be. We're talking about a franchise that has been the most valuable in sports for years, and while they've never been shy about making big moves, dropping $300 million on a player like Shiloh, who is still very much unproven at the NFL level, is next level bold. Let's talk about why the Cowboys might be interested in taking this chance. For starters, the Cowboys defense has had its share of struggles recently, particularly in the secondary. Safety is a position that requires a mix of physicality, awareness, and leadership, and the Cowboys are clearly searching for playmakers who can turn games around. Shiloh, with his combination of speed, size, and football IQ, along with the undeniable legacy of his father, could bring some much-needed firepower to that unit. It's possible that the Cowboys see this as a long-term investment. If Shiloh can tap into his potential and stay out of trouble, this signing could pay dividends down the road. There's also the marketing aspect. Signing a player with the Sanders name attached creates instant buzz and a media frenzy, which the Cowboys, always a team conscious of their brand, may see as a bonus. But on the flip side, the contract itself raises a ton of questions. No player with Shiloh's current NFL track record, remember, undrafted and waived, has ever landed a contract that size. $300 million contracts are usually reserved for established stars who have multiple Pro Bowl appearances, All-Pro honors, or have led their teams deep into the playoffs. So how does this deal make sense from a football and financial standpoint? Is it possible that the $300 million figure is heavily backloaded with performance incentives, escalators, or clauses that make it less guaranteed than it sounds? Teams sometimes announce headline numbers that get the media buzzing, but have a lot of fine print that can change the deal's true cost significantly. That said, even a headline figure like this is mind-blowing for a player in Shiloh's position. Then there's the salary cap angle. The Cowboys have a lot of key players and commitments on their roster. To fit a contract of this size, they would have to restructure deals, maybe release or trade some veterans, and take significant risks with their roster balance. Committing that much money to a player who has yet to prove himself in the league is not a decision to be taken lightly. It's a high-risk, high-reward gamble. If Shiloh doesn't live up to the expectations that come with that contract, it could set the Cowboys back for years and potentially disrupt team chemistry. Another aspect worth considering is the family dynamic. Shiloh comes from a family that's deeply intertwined with football and media attention. His father, Deion Sanders, is one of the most charismatic and recognizable figures in sports, and his brother Shedeur is making waves at quarterback. If this deal is real, it could solidify the Sanders family as one of the most influential in football right now. The Cowboys could leverage this for not just on-field performance, but off-field branding, fan engagement, and even new sponsorship deals. Imagine the media events, commercials, and fan meet and greets with the Sanders name front and center in Dallas. It's a potentially massive win for the Cowboys marketing machine. But let's keep it real. Despite all the excitement and the potential, there's still no official confirmation from the Cowboys organization, Shiloh's agent, or the NFL itself. Until we hear something concrete, this remains a rumor, albeit a very juicy one. I've seen plenty of stories in the past where rumors like this swirl around the league only to fizzle out or get clarified as exaggerations. The fact that multiple media outlets haven't yet confirmed this makes me think we should take it with a grain of salt for now. However, the timing of this report coming right after Shiloh's release from Tampa Bay and during a critical phase in roster building is certainly interesting. What's also fascinating is how the fans and analysts are reacting. The fan base is divided, some are ecstatic, imagining the Cowboys pulling off the most headline-grabbing signing in recent memory, and giving their defense a massive boost. Others are skeptical, wondering how someone with limited NFL experience can command such a staggering contract. Analysts, meanwhile, tend to be cautious, pointing out that without proven performance, the risk is enormous. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of the NFL offseason. Anything can happen, and surprises like this keep us glued to our screens. If the deal does go through, it would have huge ripple effects throughout the Cowboys organization. The defensive coaching staff would need to immediately integrate Shiloh into their schemes, perhaps even building around his skill set. Other players in the safety position and defensive backfield might feel added pressure or motivation to step up. The front office would need to carefully manage the cap situation to ensure that signing Shiloh doesn't handicap their ability to keep other key players or pursue additional free agents. And the media spotlight would shine brighter than ever on the Cowboys, with every play Shiloh makes or doesn't make being dissected by commentators, fans, and analysts. I'm also curious about what this could mean for Shiloh's mindset. Coming from the disappointment of being undrafted and waived, this kind of opportunity could be life-changing. It could fuel his motivation to prove every doubter wrong and carve out his own legacy, separate from the shadow of his famous father. But with that comes incredible pressure. A $300 million contract doesn't just buy you a roster spot. It comes with expectations to perform at an elite level from day one. How Shiloh handles that mental challenge will be just as important as his physical ability on the field. Let's also consider how this impacts the broader NFL landscape. If the Cowboys really commit to Shiloh Sanders with a contract like this, it could open the door for other teams to reevaluate how they value young, undrafted talent with high potential. It might set a new precedent for player contracts, especially for those with strong college pedigrees or media profiles, but who haven't yet proven themselves in the league. The NFL is always evolving, and the way teams invest in talent is a big part of that evolution. All right, Cowboys fans, what do you think? Is this $300 million contract for Shiloh Sanders a genius move or a massive gamble? Could Shiloh be the next breakout star the Cowboys need, or is this just too much too soon? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, and don't forget to subscribe for more NFL news, rumors, and analysis. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned and stay hyped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.